From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
I'm Movin Hettiarachchi and here are today's headlines. A strategy to report corona-infected deaths within 48 hours. Signs appear on an increase in the number of corona infections in the United States due to a Delta variant. State Minister Ajit Niwad Cabral states that the economy will be carried forward despite the deprivation of the GSP subsidy. Strong interest among farmers on the manufacture of organic fertilizer. Captain of the burnt ship has been released on a personal bond of 2 million rupees.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now. Procedure related to reporting corona-related deaths within 48 hours is to be implemented from today.
පසුගිය පැය 48 තුළ සිදුවෙන ඒ දිනේටි දිනයක් ඇතුළත සිදුවෙන මරණ සියල්ලම අපි වාර්තා කරන්න දැන් ක්‍රමවේදයක් සකස් කරලා තියෙනවා.
1,780 COVID-19 patients were detected in the country today. Meanwhile, 1,917 patients left the hospitals today following recovery. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health says that there has not been any reduction in the conducting of PCR tests in the country. 54 persons have received the second dose of the Covishield vaccine yesterday. The number of those who have received the second dose of the Sputnik V vaccine yesterday was 1,724. The first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine has been delivered on 26,187 persons yesterday. 32,732 persons have received the second dose of the vaccine. Accordingly, a total number of 2,830,470 vaccine doses have been provided since commencement of the vaccination program. Vaccination programs have been carried out effectively today as well in several parts of the island. Employees at the Valipana Seva PSA of the Southern Expressway have also received vaccines today. Workers at the Brandix factory in Rambukana have also been inoculated today. State Minister Kanaka Hera and Sabaragamu Provincial Governor Tikiriko Bakhadua were present to inspect the vaccination program. Vaccinating of persons over the age of 60 years has taken place at the Senkumbas plantation adjoining the Tea Research Institute in Palavakale today. An inoculation program has also been conducted at the Bandaranayaka Central College in Vayangura today. A special feature has been the organizing of the musical concert for the mental relief of those who have attended the vaccination program. Another vaccination program took place at a garment factory in Mahiyangane yesterday. Minister Nama Rajapaksha and State Minister Tenuka Vidanagamage were among those who were present on the occasion. The ministers have also inspected a vaccination program of persons above the age of 60 years at the office of the Girandrukote Medical Officer of Health. More than 20,000 persons were reported to have been vaccinated in the Batikla district within 6 days. Provision of the vaccine to pregnant women in the district has taken place yesterday. A vaccination program being conducted under the sponsorship of the Sri Lanka Army in Vallavatta has continued today as well. Meanwhile, the police says a further 1,198 persons have been arrested on charges of violating health guidelines in the 24 hours that ended at 6 a.m. today. Search operations continue to look into whether travel restrictions are being properly conducted. The State Ministry of Agriculture says that all special economic centres and the Paliagada Manning Market will be kept open for the bulk trade on the 17th and 18th of this month. Director of the National Blood Transfusion Service in Narahampita, Dr. Lakshman Edirisinghe says that the cooperation extended by the general public to maintain blood samples is being anticipated continuously. At a ceremony held to commemorate the World Blood Donors Day at the centre today, a blood donor software named Rakta for mobile phones was introduced. The prospective blood donors are requested to download the software in their phones and register themselves for blood donation at a later date. In the meantime, Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemanta Herath, says that although there is a significant increase in COVID-19 patients being reported during the past few weeks, infection rates are expected to be lower comparatively in the coming days.
there has been concern raised as to that to the fact that figures of new cases reported in Sri Lanka compared to the population is much above or greater than the figures of that of India. So this is, I think I need to explain this. Firstly, we had a very low level of infection or new cases reported few months or few months back, but with the rapid increase of cases beyond 3,000 a day without any significant changes in the population indicated that there has been a relatively high number of new cases reported compared to the total number of people living in Sri Lanka. In India also, the same thing was there. However, compared to the Sri Lanka, the Indian rate of reduction has now gone drastically low, so that figures or the indicators are now much below or lower than Sri Lanka. What I can say is our numbers have increased because of the unexpected, unprecedented high number of cases reported in the past few weeks. But these numbers are expected to go down in the coming weeks, and from there onward, we will be able to see comparative figures if we can reduce the cases, new cases emerging in the community or from the context in the coming days to a reasonable level, so that there will be the comparative indicators. There has been a delay in initiating the immunization program in Kandy district, and that was basically due to the delay in issuing the lot quality release certificate, which is, I have already described earlier also. This is a technical and regulatory process where the documents related to the vaccines are compared with the actual samples received, and the certificate is issued by the Medical Research Institute as an independent organization to ensure that exact product is available to us for the administration. And for this activity, the documents are usually sent beforehand and sometimes together with the consignment, and these documents are given to the MRI together with the samples, and they will do their job. However, in this occasion, these documents, the arrival of these documents, there has been a small delay, and probably, I'm sure probably by now they may have got it, but if not today or tomorrow they will get it. Once these documents are given or received, the MRI will compare it and then examine the document, and then if the samples are compatible, they will release the certificate. From there on not, we can start the immunization program.
State Minister Ajit Niwad Kabrang says that in the event of a withdrawal of the GSP concession by the European Union, Sri Lanka would engage in alternate methods to recover the loss. He made these remarks at a media briefing in Colombo today.
State
Minister Ajit Niwad Kabrang said that a government with self-respect is unable to accede to some of the conditions of the proposal. They have stipulated on whom we should get along with and even the laws to be followed. They also want the country to abolish laws relating to terrorism. The opposition is asking the government to agree to the requests. The State Minister added that they recalled how the present-day opposition had betrayed our gallant soldiers. He also said we as a country should decide how to recover the 3% benefit if the GSP concession is withheld. Commenting on the fuel price increase, the State Minister pointed out that the price of a litre of diesel in India is 253 rupees and 150 rupees in Bangladesh. In Nepal, a diesel litre costs 182 rupees. The same litre of diesel is being sold for 144 rupees in Pakistan and for 124 rupees in Afghanistan and 116 rupees in Maldives. However, in Sri Lanka, the price of a litre of diesel is just 111 rupees. In all the countries other than Maldives, per capita income is less than Sri Lanka. However, the price of diesel is more than double in some countries.
එකකින් ඇති වෙන ඒ පාඩුව වෙනස් ආකාරයකින් වාසියක් බවට පත් කර ගැනීමට අපි කටයුතු කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. දැන් ඉන්දියාවේ ඩීසල් මිල රුපියල් 253ක්, බංග්ලාදේශයේ 150ක්, නේපාලයේ 182ක්, භූතානයේ 180ක්, පාකිස්තානයේ 144ක්, අෆ්ගානිස්තානයේ 124ක්, මාලදීවයේ 116ක්. මේ වැඩි කිරුවට පස්සේ අඩුම ඩීසල් මිල.
An official attached to the Variapala Agrarian Services Centre arrested in connection with a fraud in a fertilizer deal has been placed under detention till the 23rd of this month. This order has been delivered after producing the suspect before the Variapala Magistrate Courts today. A complaint has been received by the emergency number 119 over a fraud taken place in a trading place owned by the relevant agrarian development officer in Siambalagas-Tatua. The suspect has been accused of hoarding fertilizer belonging to the Variapala Agrarian Services Centre in his shop. According to the complainant, a farmer, the suspect, had fraudulently carried away 47 bags of coconut fertilizer from the Variapala Agrarian Services Centre. Upon investigation, 47 bags of fertilizer were detected in his shop. The Variapala police station says the relevant official was taken into custody after a lengthy investigation. It has also been revealed that the fertilizer to be sold to the farmers at the government's concessionary price of 1,500 rupees per bag were forcefully acquired by the relevant agrarian services development official and sold at his shop for prices ranging from 2,500 to 4,000 rupees. In the meantime, our correspondents say that many farmers in the island have directed their attention on the manufacturing and usage of organic fertilizer. They have been motivated by the decision taken by the government to withdraw from the application of chemical fertilizer. 57-year-old resident in Nelumvawa village in Valikanda is a professional farmer who procures necessary raw materials for the processing of organic fertilizer for his cultivations. Accordingly, he goes in search of necessary ingredients including cow dung, tree leaves and branches, hay and surface soil in his surroundings every morning. Farmer Rupasinghe says he is reaping a bountiful harvest as a result of the application of organic fertilizer to his crops. Chandana Vanikasuriya of Arakagada in the Horena Millennia Agrarian Services Division is another cultivator who is engaged in self-manufacturing of organic fertilizer. He has been engaged in enriching his tea cultivation with organic fertilizer for a period of 1 year. Vanikasuriya adds that he produces monthly a stock of between 10 to 15 tons of organic fertilizer. State Minister Jayantha Samaravira has also inspected his workplace recently.
2 new judges have been appointed to the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal. A new president has also been appointed to the Court of Appeal. The new appointees were sworn in before the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the President's office today. President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Arjuna Obesekara, has been appointed as the Justice of Supreme Court. The new President of the Court of Appeal is Supreme Court Judge Priyantha Fernando. Former Judge of the High Court, Shashi Mahendra, has been appointed as the Justice of the Court of Appeal. President Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara also attended the swearing-in ceremony.
Minister of Justice Ali Sabri says that measures pertaining to receiving compensation with regard to the damages inflicted upon the people and the environmental systems as a result of the fire of the ship Express Pearl are being implemented systematically according to the instructions of the Attorney General. The minister at a media briefing today further said that the claiming of compensation by the relevant parties is also being carried out effectively. The media briefing was held this morning with the participation of the relevant ministers in charge and state officials with the objective of taking legal action relating to the damages caused as a result of the incident. Minister Ali Sabri said that the Attorney General has made a claim for $40 million about a week ago. The AG has also conducted talks with owners of shipping lines in London. 5 committees have been selected pertaining to submission of claims. 3 specialists of the United Nations are scheduled to arrive in the island tomorrow to discuss on the issue. Minister Rohit
තෝරාගෙන තියෙනවා. අද අපි තීරණය කළා කාට හරි හිමිකම් පෑම අවශ්‍යක් තියෙනවා නම් ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම මේකෙන් පීඩාවටපත් වෙලා තියෙන අය ඉන්නවා නම් ඔවුන්ට හිමිකම් ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම සඳහා වෙනම කමිටුවක් පහළ කරලා අපි ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ප්‍රසිද්ධිය ලබා දීලා ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් විශේෂයෙන්ම පුවත්පත්වල හා නිකුත් තැන්වල දැන්වීම් පළ කරලා ඔවුන්ගේ හිමිකම් පෑමට වන්දි ඉල්ලීම සඳහා ක්‍රමවේදයක් සකස් කරලා ගන්න. ඒක ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා වහාම. ජාත්‍යන්තර විශේෂඥයන් මේක සම්බන්ධ කර ගැනීම සඳහා සාකච්ඡා රාශියක් පවත්වාගෙන යනවා. එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ විශේෂඥයන් 3 දෙනෙක් ලබන 15 වෙනිදා වෙනකොට ලංකාවට පැමිණෙනවා. පැමිණලා අපිට මේ සම්පූර්ණ ක්‍රියාවලිය පිළිබඳව උපදෙස් ලබා දීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Minister Rohit Abegunawardena said that currently discussions between the owners of the shipping lines and the government are underway. A request has been made from a third party on salvaging of the ship. The minister has reiterated the need to remove the sunken ship from the Sri Lanka Sea territory and to remove any oil deposits.
මේකේ තියෙන අනිකුත් ගිනිගත්තු කන්ටේනර්ස් ටික ඉවත් කරමින් තෙල් තියෙනවා නම් තෙල් ඉවත් කරලා මේ යාත්‍රාව කොහොමද අපේ මුහුදු තීරයෙන් එහාට ගෙනියන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට යම් අවදානමක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ අවදානයෙන් මිදෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් තියෙනවා. මෙන්න මේ කටයුත්ත කරෙහි අපි මේක විශේෂ ප්‍රමුඛතාවක් ඇටගෙන අපි මේ කටයුත්ත රජයක් ඇට ඉදිරියට ගෙනියනවා.
Meanwhile, captain of the ill-fated ship taken into custody by the Department of Criminal Investigation in connection with the fire of the ship was ordered to be released on a personal bond of 2 million rupees by the Colombo High Court judge Zanit Totavatta today. Captain of the ship, Russian national Carlo Vitali, was produced before the High Court this afternoon. Upon consideration of the facts presented by both parties, the judge has issued the order by prescribing his passport. Deputy Solicitor General Madhava Thennakon, appearing on behalf of the CID, has told the courts that the crew of the ship, including the captain, has entered the Sri Lanka's maritime space even with the full knowledge of the occurrence of a leakage of chemical substances in the ship. The Deputy Solicitor General has also presented facts pertaining to the environmental and economic losses sustained by Sri Lanka as a result of the fire in the vessel. He has further pointed out on the possibility of long-term repercussions on marine species. President's counsel Sarath Jayamana, representing the captain of the ship, has rejected the allegations, saying that his client has informed the harbour master on the fire. He added that a group of officials representing the harbour master had entered the ship around 4:30 p.m. on the 20th of May and inspected the fire for a period of around 1.5 hours. The judge has postponed further hearings on the case till the 1st of July. In the meantime, Minister Nama Rajapaksa says high-speed internet facilities will be provided covering the entire island in the next 2 years. He made these remarks to the media in Mahiyangana yesterday. Minister Nama Rajapaksa said that they are able to prepare a plan to provide the entire country with internet facilities within 2 years. Discussions are already underway with the Ministry of Education in this connection. Accordingly, selected locations for the conducting of the e-Taksala program on the educational zone level is to be identified. The minister added that it has also become necessary to prepare a program to connect more than 10,000 schools with high-speed internet within next year. It is hoped to submit a cabinet paper in this connection to the cabinet of ministers within 2 weeks. The objective is to cover all villages in the country with the internet facilities. The e-Taksala program is being implemented free of charge without the levying of data charges. The minister also said that video conference facilities will be provided under the program. This would enable the parents to direct their children to the program via websites without charges. Meanwhile, construction of Sri Lanka's first technological park is commenced in Galle yesterday under the leadership of Minister Namal Rajapaksa. The objective of the program is a revival in the technology sector through enhancement of technical knowledge and skills development of youth in the country. 5 technology parks are to be constructed in the country under the guidance of the Saubhagya Dakma policy statement of the President. Minister Ramesh Patirana and State Minister D.V. Chanaka have also participated in the ceremony.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General has informed the Supreme Court today that the relevant investigations relating to a controversial statement made by Saad Salih, currently under arrest, at a media briefing at March of this year has been concluded. The AG has made these remarks when the fundamental rights petition fielded by Asad Salih was taken up for hearing at the courts today. The petitioner requested to declare his arrest and detention as illegal under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The petition being examined by a three-member panel of Supreme Court judges comprising of Justices L.T.B. Dehideniya, Gamini Amarasekara and Shiran Gunaratne. The Deputy Solicitor General, Dilip Piris, appearing on behalf of the AG, has informed the judiciary that the possibility of filing charges against the suspect will be determined upon examination of the abstract directed to by CID Attorney General. In response to a query raised by the Justice Dehideniya, the Deputy Solicitor General has responded saying that the investigations on the accused are launched on the suspect of the statutes of Marvinal area are continuously being carried out. Further hearings have been postponed until the 28th of this month.
Director General of Customs Major General Vijitha Ravipriya says that measures will be taken to implement the law sternly against any person found guilty of importing commodity into items into the country in a fraudulent manner. He made these remarks at a media briefing held at the Ministry of Mass Media today. Director General of Customs Major General Vijitha Ravipriya said that duties have to be levied on goods to be imported under the Customs Ordinance. Numerous strategies are being deployed to conceal imported items and to escape from conditions imposed by the Controller of Imports and Exports. He added that importers strive to smuggle the items into the country.
The Navy has arrested 3 suspects along with 237 kilograms of Kerala cannabis being smuggled into the island from India at dawn today. The Navy says a dinghy boat carrying the contraband was apprehended in a special operation conducted in the sea north of Point Pedro, Jaffna. 2 sacks of Kerala cannabis were found in the craft. The Navy says 6 sacks of Kerala cannabis thrown into the sea by the suspects have also been found. The 3 suspects were residents of Point Pedro, and the suspects and the contraband along with the dinghy craft were handed over to the police station. That's it for tonight's English News Update. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
A pleasant night.